Welcome into the Ballin' Out podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, here with Russell B. Right, baby. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. How you doing today, Jordan?
Oh, buddy, if I was any better, I'd need a twin. So you and I were talking earlier today, and we realized that we goofed up. We've been kind of pre-recording some episodes, and tell you how irrelevant Kentucky is to us as far as the football school goes. We sailed right over this one, went straight to Texas A&M, which is weird because the way the schedule lines up, this game could be a trap game. You know, yeah. So
Kentucky's irrelevant every sport to me, 100%.
Oh, but you know, I hope we get some of the Wildcat faithful in here. Big Blue Nation, baby. Saying we'll wait till basketball season. Well, we will. That's all. That's all you got.
Basketball season. I can't wait till basketball season. Reverend Rick Barnes going on you on the court too, so I'll get you some of that right there.
All right, let's dive into this series history here. It dates back to October 21st, 1893. Vols lead all time, 86-26 for the coal miners. That's 60 games, and I sat here and I'd done the math. Okay. 60 games. That means Kentucky would have to rip off 60 consecutive to tie this series right now. It's going to be 61 after this year. I've seen some wild games in this series. I've seen some wild games in this series. I'm not going to sit here and say Kentucky's not had opportunities to beat us. But it just seems like we're that team. It doesn't matter if they field the best team they ever had. They find a way to lose to us. I've never understood it.
That's an interesting question to ask right there, Jordan. What's the best Kentucky team you've seen from them to come and play us?
Man, honestly, probably that 07 team. Yeah, probably. I mean, they've had some good teams since then, but that was probably it. That 07 team. And then great quarterback. 2018, their team was pretty good too. I mean, it was solid. They were, but they come up here and we spanked them. But here's the thing: I will be 97, so probably dead and gone if they were to rip off 60 games in a row. I'd want to be dead and gone if they ripped off 60 in a row on us. I'll be 97 by the time this series is tied if that happens. My kids won't see this happen. My kids will not see this happen. This series will never be close. I'm sorry, it won't. They're grandkids. My grandkids will never see it happen. Their grandkids will never see it happen.
Man, Kentucky's been getting their crap kicked in Neyland for years. We've been going up there and doing it to them for years. They're like, he's already dead. Stop.
Right?
Poor team. I feel sorry for Kentucky, though. I really do, because that program is in a pretty decent spot. If you could get somebody in there that really knew what was going on, they could sell that spot, right, I think, and make that team a lot better than it is. You're right there next to Ohio and everything. That team's got a lot of potential. They've never met that potential, because they've got a great team to the south of them and us, and then great teams below us as well. None of those dudes in that area want to go play for them because they never have a coach that's worth playing for.
Right. No, I would agree with that. Now, I do think Stoops was really good. He was perfect for them. He was a good fit. I think he was a good fit. And then Rich Brooks was decent, But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Another stat for you: Vols lead all time in Neyland, 45-11. Currently riding a 5-game win streak in the series and are 8-2 in the last 10. The last two coaches to lose to Kentucky, Lyle Butch Jones and Jeremiah Pruitt.
Let that sink in. Derek Dooley didn't even lose to this team, did he? Did he get beat by Kentucky when he was here?
He did.
One time?
Remember, it was one year that one time they played a wide receiver at quarterback. It was once.
How many times did Fulmer get beat by this team?
None that I remember.
So the majority of the losses that we can remember as people being on this earth, Jordan, came during the 3 worst coaches we've ever had.
Yeah, pretty much.
What are you going to do?
Pretty much. The last Kentucky win in Knoxville came against Jeremiah Pruitt in 2020. Before that, I have to go back to 1984.
I don't count 2020. I never count 2020. It was such a weird season, COVID, everything like that going on. So you really didn't see the full strengths of any of these teams. I mean, majority of these teams sit out the season. So, yeah, I don't count 2020. Good job. You come in here and beat us when we hardly had any fans in the stands, if any. You get off of it, dude. Seriously, you're not going to beat us here. This team sucks.
So
don't get me going like I was on South Carolina. I'll let them have it.
Oh, go off, King. Let's talk about the season coming up for Kentucky, the schedule. Open up with Youngstown State. I'd say that's a win. And I would pencil that in as a win anyway if I'm a Kentucky fan. Bama comes to town. They go to Texas A&M. South Bama, that's a win. Texas A&M, Bama, those are 2 losses. I would say I've got at South Carolina marked up as a toss-up. I would lean more towards a loss on that one too. LSU a loss. They got to go to Oklahoma. We'll call that one a loss. And then they play Vandy before they come to Knoxville. I say they limp in 3-7, maybe 4-6. If they're 5-6 or whatever, or no, they'd be 4 whatever. If they've got more than 4 wins, I'll be shocked. I don't see it happening.
I mean, are you counting Vandy as a win? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see them getting it done. New head coach up there against Clark Lee, who's got something established at Vanderbilt. I don't know if we can count that one as a win for Kentucky.
It's in
and
Kentucky,
that's crazy. We're having to sit here and give back and forth between Vanderbilt.
You know, I'll give Kentucky this as a fan base. Football, they've always showed up. I can't deny that. They always show up to support. So I mean, I've got that one as a toss up simply because it's at Kroger Field. Other than that, I really don't have any other reason to think that Kentucky's going to get that one. But you know, man, we talk about it every year. We know how this goes. They come in horned up, and we send them back to the coal mines. Just tails tucked with a loss, and then have to hear just wait till basketball season. We know. We get it. We get it. Now, this is one scenario that I'm gonna give where I think Kentucky could sneak in here. Not beat us necessarily, but give us all we want. And if it's a game going into the 4th quarter, we might have a problem. It comes in between on the schedule, a trip to South Carolina and a trip to Texas A&M. Trap game. It's got trap game written all over it.
You know, and I heard that
home, it's got trap game written all over it.
I heard that in 2022, and Will Levis and company come up here to Neyland, and everybody was saying trap game. Pretty sure Kentucky was ranked 19th in the country when they came in here. They only had a couple losses. Tennessee sitting 3rd in the country at the time. Everybody really thought Kentucky had a real chance. They left the stadium that night holding a 41 through Lexington.
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but it sets up for that.
It was not a fun and enjoyable time for them.
No, it was not. It was a bad time
up here. They didn't like it. Me and Swan, one time going down the street back to Market Square, saying, "Hey, how's that L taste?" To most Kentucky fans, they hate it.
Right. Oh, they hate losing us. It don't matter what it is, and you'd think by now they'd be used to it, at least in football. Now, next question: what are we playing for at this point? I think with how we've picked the schedule so far, you've got 3 losses already. I've got 2.
Sure.
I think if it plays out how I've got it up to this point, we're still looking at it like, okay, playoffs maybe, but at the same time, we could also be, worse off than what we are for this one, than what either one of us think. And it's like, well, what are we playing for other than pride? Maybe a good bowl game, but the bowl games don't really matter that much anymore. I mean, they matter, but they don't. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to think.
I don't know. I think coming into this game, we're still playing for something meaningful. I really do. Even with the inside of the room here. Anyway, you coming in, even with 3 losses, I still think you're playing with something meaningful here. I do. I don't know if it's a playoff berth with 3. I do think it's probably a really good bowl game we're playing for. I don't think it's just pride. I really don't. Kentucky is, I hate to say they're going to take the L in this one. I don't see it happening for them. I don't see them beating us. There's no statistical data that I've seen from that Kentucky team besides a couple of moronic idiots on a podcast picking them to go like 9-3, 10-2, 8-4 this year. That would even say, "Oh yeah, they've got a chance." The only people I've seen give a chance are homers.
Though, they did get a good quarterback this year, and that's one thing they've been lacking. He's a solid quarterback, so I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see how this sets up, because a good quarterback can be the difference. I mean, we've seen it here. A good quarterback's the difference in at least 2-3 games. You can out-talent somebody with a game manager if he's a game manager. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody with a little bit more talent is going to be the difference in winning a game or 2 back there. So, all right, buddy. That being said, what's the score?
Sure.
What's our score prediction here?
Score prediction 49-10 Vols.
You know what? I'll second that one. That sounds like a good score to me. 49-10. I'll go with that one. That being said, boys, let's put a bow on boys and girls, whoever's listening, Big Blue Nation, all that. We're going to put a bow on this one. End it how we usually end it, and go damn Vols.
Go damn Vols.
Back to the coal mines.